Within the car community, the RS3 is a bit of a hype beast. So the question is it really worth the hype? I have owned this car for over 4 months now, and coming into buying this car, I did have a lot of expectations. It was a dream car for me. I thought about it basically every day for the better part of 3 years, and I came from a Stage 2 tuned Audi S3. If you're familiar with these cars, that was basically as close to a stock RS3 as you were going to get without buying an RS3. Now the question at hand here is the RS3 worth the hype? I'm talking about the 8V generation. I haven't driven the 8Y. I own an 8V. I do prefer the body style, but it's also the one that I could afford. I'm not gonna waste any time. I 100% think this car is fully worth the hype. There are some caveats to that, and I'm gonna talk about those right now. If you are somebody who is looking for a really fun, all-around car that can basically do everything you need a car to do, whether that be lug things in the trunk, fit people in the back, have a solid, reliable car that can drive in the winter, basically all conditions with this thing's all-wheel drive, and all of those things combined with having a ton of potential for power. And even in the stock tune, the car is really quick, right? It's not a super fast car, but for the majority of people that are just using this car as a daily driver, 400 horsepower is definitely more than enough to enjoy yourself, and also you can probably get in some trouble as well. Now obviously, when we talk about the RS3, you can't forget to mention the DAZA engine, or I guess the 5-cylinder engine. They don't all have the DAZA. Mine does have the DAZA. I'm grateful for that. But this 5-cylinder engine, it sounds so unique, and for me, because I'm a huge sound guy, I can honestly say that one of the large reasons that this car was so sought after by myself was because of the sounds that this engine makes. I have yet to find another car within this price range, and I've owned a V8 Camaro. I had an SS1LE Camaro, and it was a 2019 6th gen. That thing obviously sounded incredible, but I think I may enjoy the 5-cylinder a bit more just because of how unique it is. It sounds amazing. It has, with this sport exhaust, it has enough volume. It's got really tasteful kind of crackles. It's not overboard, but it sounds so unique, right? It's got that warble, that 5-cylinder warble that you can't really get with any other engine. And, you know, with some modifications, it actually can sound a bit like a baby V10. And speaking of the sound, a lot of the hype around this car obviously has to do, well, I guess all of it has to do with that 5-cylinder engine. Not only the sound, but the potential for power is pretty freaking ridiculous, right? This car is capable of a reliable 500 to 600 horsepower at the wheels with stock internals. And I know a lot of people are running big turbos and they're going like for full builds on this thing and getting over 1,000 horsepower to the wheels, which is absolutely mental. Nobody needs that, obviously, but if that's your thing, that's your thing. This car is capable of doing so. It is expensive to go that route, obviously, but you can get a reliable 500 horsepower to the wheels without a crazy amount of money. This car, honestly, in the 4 months that I've had this thing, the only complaint that I have, and I've talked about this already, is the fact that I cannot drive it in a chill manner. It's actually impossible. And we're going into the winter here in Canada where I live, so we will be getting snow in the coming months. I'm excited for that, partially because I want to see if it will force me into driving the car outside of sport mode. I essentially, every time I filled this thing up in the last 4 months, I tell myself this lie that I'm going to drive it in drive comfort, you know, outside of sport, for the full tank, just to see what the fuel economy actually is. I think the longest I've lasted is about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it goes right back into sport, and I'm ripping around town and just guzzling gas. That's the only drawback. From my seat where I'm sitting right now, 4 months of ownership in this thing, putting about 6,000 kilometers on the odometer here in the last 4 months. I've put a lot of time behind the wheel, And I really can't find anything wrong with this car. And it just continues to bring me more joy, more excitement. You know, every single day, 4 months in, I still look forward to getting in this car every single chance I get. And it just seems to be getting more enjoyable. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I pretty much just filmed this video because I wanted an excuse to take the car out for a drive on my lunch. So that's all I have for you guys today. I love the car, 100% worth the hype. If you guys disagree, I would love to hear why. Have you driven the RS3? Have you driven the S3? Have you driven any MQB cars? How do you feel about them? But if you enjoyed this content, I am going to continue posting content around the RS3. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like always, guys, I will see you all in the next video.